So here we are today. I am up $33 in one account, 38 in the other. But I want to point out the debacle that happened yesterday. I did not stop trading at the end of that video when I was up $129. I ended up I kept trading here and there, and I ended up losing the profit from not only yesterday but the day before. So I was down about 260 bucks on this account, brought it all the way back to $2,500 on I thought it was both accounts. And so what had happened was yesterday in the evening, let me get back to it. So looking at this, let's go 5 minutes. Yesterday afternoon to the 12th, right here. All right. At the end of the day, let's see if we right here. This is the end of the day. So I started looking at the chart and I see that this is, kind of a little bull flagging right in here. So I started to build a long position at this point. I actually got 10 points out of it. Let me move it over because I think my head's in front. I actually got 10 points out of it, but I was looking for a push up into here. And for some reason, I was just greedy with it and ended up taking this huge loss right here. And as I'm leaving the classroom, I got to go get on my bus at the end of the day, close to 3 o'clock. I end up on my phone, on my mobile, um, closing out that trade. And I closed out that trade here because let's see, I took one here and I think I ended up breaking even. Then it dropped down. I took another one here, made a little bit, took another buy, bought here. Let's see if I'm explaining this correctly. So no, I was in here, ended up breaking even, but I kept one, and then it went against me. I had two contracts per account. I sold one at break even, and then went against me on one. When it got down here, I ended up closing out the entire trade. Then I took a sell trade and made a little bit of that loss back. It started to turn around. I took a buy trade and a buy trade and another buy trade, and it was actually up a decent amount. And I decided because I was again, my mind was thinking, let's get all of that loss back so I can just be where I was before I took the stupid trade at the end of the day. And then it ended up working against me. So I'm leaving the classroom, I'm on my cell phone, and I close out the trade. For what I thought I closed out the trade. Unfortunately, I ended up keeping the trade on my second account and closed out the first account. So the first account had a loss of $126. I had made $129, and then I ended up losing not only the 129, but the 126 on top of it, and ended up coming all the way back to $25,000 at the end of the day. So I was back to the beginning of that account. But I only closed out that account, the first account. The second account hung on to the trade, and it ended up bouncing at the end of the day. So it ended up bouncing at the end of the day. So right here, I closed out the first trade. And if I had held on to it, they both would have went for $700-800. I think it was about $790 something dollars at the end of the day. This one ended up closing out, but the second trade I had 6 contracts on, and I actually had a sell trade for 2 contracts like up in here. So it sold 2, and then it held on to 4 contracts, and it went all the way to market close, which was right in here, I think, or it might have been right here. Market close yesterday. Yeah, market close yesterday. It sold it right there at the end of the day at market close. Now, I assumed that I had closed out both my trades. I could have easily lost that account. We'll never do that again, or I'll look at it a little bit better, be less in a hurry to try and close out a trade, whatever. Should not have ever been in that trade in the first place. It was a dumb move, dumb trade, dumb everything. It did work out on one. Now I'm up, I was up $900 on this one account, and I was basically broke even. I mean, not break even, but at the start of this account, I was within like 1,177 of my drawdown. So it was quite the day, and that's basically where we're at right now. So there's this again is this channel is never to be financial advice. It's literally just um, documenting my journey on probably some of the worst trades you've ever seen. To this morning though. I did take a trade right here. I bought 2 contracts per account right here at the 9:14 mark. And then I sold it at the 25 mark. So I got 10 points. And the reason being is, I mean, this is the setup. This is it. We had made this push kind of up. We came down. We took out this liquidity. Nice big bull hammer candle right there that was consolidated here. We started to push down and finished with a green bullish hammer candle. I liked the way that ended. We had this little pullback. I would have loved to have bought in that pullback, but I did not. I bought it as it broke above, and then we went up the 10 points. It was running against me just a little bit. It wasn't much, like maybe for a few seconds right here against me. And then it went up to the 10 points rather quickly, and I got out. And then I was teaching my class, so I didn't get into any of these. And now I'm seeing this nice consolidation, this pullback into this area. We'll see what price does here. Don't know if I'm going to take any more trades. I might just leave today as open as it is. As far as news go, we had the PPI reports and the PPI reports this morning and unemployment claims. Unemployment looked okay. PPI was good for the dollar, bad for the market. And Trump is supposed to speak today. There it is. Yeah. U.S. President Trump to hold a press conference on reciprocal tariffs at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So noon my time. So here in about another hour and a half. I think I am planning on not I will not trade while he's talking, faux show. But if it calms down afterwards and I haven't taken another trade or whatever, then I may trade during the day before in the next hour and a half. So, but anyways, want to get on here, explain why the accounts look so different right now than what they did yesterday. Kind of like this breaking down here. Get it right there. And then I will take it down to 10 more points if we get it. It doesn't look like it might not get me in. Looks like it's going to break and hold. 15 seconds left on this candle. We'll have to get a good push up. Instead, we're going to get a push down. So I'm going to take that off. That was that kind of move that I was really kind of wanting to get in, but I wanted it to get me in at 7 because, again, look at that. That's how tight I'm looking at the structure right here on that. And again, I scalp the market. I don't trade and hold. I want to be in and out. I don't want to nurse trades. I don't have time to nurse trades. So that's the reason why I was looking to get in at the 7 mark. That way it could come down to, the 7 mark. So if I might have not have gotten the full 10 points out of it right there, but either way. I would think this might run back up. I don't know if it's done going down, but I would say that if this candle closes in this area, 10 seconds left, so it'd have to have a good push to do that, or a candle closes back up into this area, then we're probably moving back up. How high back up, don't know. So we get a candle closing again. Yeah, we get a candle closing above these 2 candles right here, then I would expect a move back to the top side. More going down there. So that would have been those 10 points on that 7 to 97 move. And that's a nice little reach there. Let me zoom in a little bit. See this. What's happening here? This is a 1-minute chart. When we're here, 15-minute opening range breakout. We got up here and we just took off. So we settled right here. This is the Monday range high. The VWAP came in at market open. It's the reason why I wasn't in a trade right in here at market open. This would have been a great bull trade. Market open came in, and I think actually my trade happened. This is market open. So yeah, about 40 minutes after market open. So it would have been Yeah, it would have been right in here. So I did take that bounce off of that. Just did it on a lower time frame. Then price come up, slam back down, and then busted through the 15-minute opening range, top of that. So now it looks like we're falling back down a little bit. Look for some consolidation. I want the market to tell me where it wants to go before I really get involved. It looks like we're coming down even more. So, but I'm going to wait. I'm not going to get involved just yet because this is not good consolidation. This is a chase, right? If I had have gotten in somewhere right in here on a low, on a bear trade, even this candle right here or the candle I wanted to get in, this would be okay. But no, I gotta see some more action, consolidation, or whatever to really be able to get in. Right now, I feel like I would be chasing that. So I'm gonna pause the video and I'll be back when something else happens. It's only been a few minutes. This is to me not enough consolidation. Now I do like the way this is lining up for a decent little long trade, but I want to see more action or a continuation above with a small pullback and then a go. And then I'd be interested in getting into it. If I get in here, then I think I would be getting in a little bit too early because this could easily turn against it. I mean, if you look up here, we got to push down, and then these two candles come in. It looks like it's going to go, higher, right? We've come down, we've grabbed liquidity. We're in the middle of this inefficiency right here. So like what's telling us that we're not going to go higher? And then it rolls over against us, consolidates, we push again. Again, looks like we might be going higher, but then we get this huge bear candle. All right. So I do like this structure a little bit more because we do have this kind of consolidation that's working downwards as opposed to sideways. So we do have more liquidity to kind of get up into and some inefficiency above it. But I'm not convinced right now. I want some more price action. And if this continues to go higher, then one, it tells me that we're probably going to move even higher than that. So I can wait for another entry, and it's just a matter of just being patient and waiting on the market to give me my setup. This is not my setup. This was my setup, right? Nice push down, reversal almost. These are some nice looking reversal candles. These two hammer candles, they reach into some junk consolidation and liquidity right in here with some inefficiency involved. If you trade by that, to me, I like the way this looks. It looks like a nice little S curve if you trade like that. So this is the reason why I joined in this move. Now, did I know it was going to go all the way up here? Absolutely not. It's the reason why I extracted 10 points and got away from it. So yeah, looks like we're moving pretty good to the upside. I'll look to see if we get some consolidation, a nice little pull back here and then a go. And so something like, here and then a push back up. I would like to enter somewhere around on that leg after we get a little pull flag or something going, right? So I just don't want to jump in anticipating this move up after we've consolidated and then broke down. Show me with a certain pattern that I'm familiar with that we're going to go to the upside. All right. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. And if this sets up a little bit better here in just a minute, then I'll jump back in and let you know where I'm at. So this is why this right here wasn't a trade that I wanted to take, right? We had this nice push up and then we started breaking down, nice little consolidation, and then we broke down again. So I come late to the party. This might have been a good little pullback to get involved in. Don't know if that would have moved too much. I would have waited to break and close below that. So this might have been a good candle to get in on right here for the drop. So unfortunately, busy. Could not get in here to make a trade right here. Not going to chase it this low. Same way I wasn't going to chase it this low. So I'll wait for some more consolidation and let the market tell me what it's going to do. So I feel like we're not done dropping. I'm going to try and get in a sell position right in here to take it down into the area in which I bought earlier. So just going to wait for a little bit more movement out of that candle just to make sure that this is not going to come back up. Because if this comes back up, then, I'll wait for a little bit longer of a move because we had this drop here, which looks very similar, and then this candle came up and almost closed above it, and then look how much longer it took for that move to actually take place. So I'm going to wait just a little bit longer. I'm not going to get in here to find like a premium price for a sell trade or anything like that. No, again, I'm trying to extract 10 points. 10 points in the NQ is really nothing. If this closes above it and then we get small continuation, then I might actually take a buy trade and continue up. And it looks like that's what's going to happen. This is going to be a strong move to the upside on this candle. So might take a buy trade right here to pull back just a hair though. Yeah. Because I mean that's my 10 points right there, right? Comes back here to 62. The high of that 73. So this little move right here is 10 points. So let's see what this candle does. We're almost 30 seconds into it right now. Again, 2 contracts per account. Actually, I'll go ahead and get in. Oh. Wait a second. It's not a very good push. So let's see. I'd like to see this thing fall back a little bit. Want to be patient, especially when a candle first opens. Sometimes we get these little small drops and then it eats back up and then it pushes down further before then getting to eat back up. So just wait a little bit. Do like this setup though. The only thing that would make this better is if this had a dropped below this mark. We had gotten a push down here and then a push back up. That would have been a really good move. See, I like that. So just a second. This candle's going to close. Let's see if we can't get a little pullback here, and then I'm going to jump in. We can't get
Order
10 out
filled.
of it right here. 82 is way higher than what I wanted to be in. Might be able to get a little bit. If we pull back a little bit more, I might add to this trade. I'll let it run on these two for right now. Try and get out somewhere up in here around 95. Put these two down at 95. Obviously, if it keeps running, I might add to the trade as well. Few seconds on this candle. So we'll get, yeah, even the 5-minute one right here looks pretty good. And we just had a new candle. So yeah, this might pull back right now. I'd like to see a continuation on the 5-minute chart. Five-minute chart right here. I'm still okay with where I'm in. Like I said, I might re-enter if it pulls back a little bit. It gives me some reasons to keep watching it. Definitely enter too high though. I should have entered on this pullback right here. I was wanting that 65, 64. Um, didn't get down there and started moving back up, so I was just going to wait a little bit longer. Might have waited too long on that. Let's go ahead and buy
Order
into the
filled.
second one. Let's get out of the same place. Actually, here, drop it to 2. It's actually taking a little bit off right here at the 10-point range, right? I might let this 98 run a little bit longer. 50. See if I can get a 20-point move out of that. I'd like for it to push to this 95, because this move right here looks very pull backy. It looks like we've got a whole bunch of liquidity situated right here, and it looks like we are getting to somewhat of an exhaustive state. So I'd like to see a little push before we start backing down, to clear some of that liquidity.
Order filled.
Out of one. Nice push. Let's go ahead. Get out of two more. There we
Order
go.
filled.
All right, so what I want to do now is I'm going to put my stop at about 90. Put my sell stop right about, I might give it a little bit of room. Let's see. Yeah, I might give it a little bit of room. No, I don't want to stop for. I got to change this number. So one thing to pay attention to when you're looking at these things is, I'll make a video on how to copy trade using, I'll make a video on how to copy trade using Tradovate. It's different. You got to group the accounts together. And when you trade, like, two contracts is one per account. So if I'm trading on two accounts, two contracts is one per account. So you gotta kind of do it that way. It's weird. And these two, this dome and this chart, are separate from each other. So you got to pay attention to the fact that you are closing out the trade here or adding to the trade here, and this number might be different than that number. So just pay attention to that. You can set it up to where you have the automatic trading amount right in here. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and close it. We get some consolidation and another reason to get back in. If I get stopped out, I'll get back in. Clearly, I'd like to see that push all the way back up here, but don't know if that's really going to happen. It just looks like it's at kind of an exhaustive state right now. As you can see, we're over $100 on both accounts. If this comes back, we should be over $100 on most of the accounts. We should still be close to over 100. So change this to 4. We get a push here. I might add to it. This needs to go if it's going to go, right? So I'd like to see. All right,
Stop
we're out.
filled.
You go ahead and exit that. I'm going to change these back to 4 to keep those quantities the same. So we're over 100 on both accounts, 106 on the one account that was all the way down to 25,000, and then 111 on the one that's now 26,000. You see the difference in the two accounts. Again, I'm still watching this because if this decides to consolidate and give me another reason to get in to continue higher, which I think it may, I'll definitely jump back in. So this could have been way better if I had gotten in right down in here. I don't know if I would have hung on to it all the way up into this area, but you know, this would have been a pretty good move. And again, this is the type of pattern that I look for to get in. I want to see this pattern. I want to see price diving into areas of support, liquidity, things like that. And then I want to see big candles that reverse and tell me, hey, we're going in a different direction. And these candles are very important. I'm not saying they work all the time. Clearly, they don't work all the time. But if this is in the right area, then you're going to get a move that you can extract 10, 20 points out of the market. I mean, if you think about it, this broke and closed here at 70, and we went all the way to about 98. That's 20, 25, 28 there. This right here can easily, sorry, I was trying to move that. This comes back up and finishes with a strong candle, then I would like to see another little consolidation and then a push up, and I would get in there. Because right now we're building. I've got a video that's called Engineered Liquidity, and it talks about how the markets, kind of engineer liquidity. If you believe in the algorithm and people trading and the market's moving, I'm of, I guess, it's not that I think that we as people move the markets alone, right? So I think that there's places that the market needs to get to before it moves. And I think that when it hits certain levels, I think that there are algorithmic programs that push the market into certain areas. Do I think it's all algorithmic? I don't know. I'm not, definitely not one of those people that can say yes or no. However, I have seen patterns so many times in the market that look so similar, so much the same, that these patterns you can definitely jump on board with, and you can definitely trade consistently with, if you don't have a gambler's mentality like myself. So those are the patterns that I try and look for, and this is one of those patterns, where you get a nice push either into support or into resistance, and you get those turnarounds with these types of candles that are big engulfing candles, and you get the push to the next level. And these areas consolidate in the same spots. So it's one of those things, like, it's not that I am going to say ICT concepts work perfectly, or the market's algorithmic all the time, or things. I'm not in on that. I think ICT concepts helped my trading, helped me see the market, helped me focus on structure and price action a little more. So that was good for me, and I'm not saying that it's not. I think it's a good study. And if you can incorporate it, it makes you consistent, always go for it. If you would rather stick to the tried and true bull flags, support and resistance, supply and demand things, by all means, whatever is good for you. And that's kind of the way I treat the markets, whatever is good for me. And this is good for me. I see a pattern, and I try and stay as consistently trading just that pattern. So, all right. Well, I think that's probably a pretty good day for me today. I'll try and walk away, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. I will. Hopefully I had already put that video, the engineered liquidity video, up, because it's a pretty good video. I made it a couple of years ago. And again, it talks about how the markets kind of engineer their own liquidity, and you can read the market to work its way into certain areas, right? And it just gives you an extra little tool in the belt or box to trade a little more consistently. So I appreciate y'all watching, and like, subscribe, leave a comment, start a conversation with me. But thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next one.